VeeCon is only 70 days away, and the only way in is by having a VeeCon NFT that you get from owning a VeeFriends NFT. But when VeeFriend NFTs are 15 Ethereum, which is about $40,000, that's an insane amount of money to spend on a conference. But luckily, there's a cheaper way to get a VeeCon NFT that Gary Vee just announced. You can burn Book Games NFTs in exchange for VeeCon NFTs, but is that a good decision? Should you actually burn your Book Games NFTs in exchange for a VeeCon NFT? I'm Devin Cook. Let's talk about your burning question. See what I did there? And welcome back to DevMoney. Now, if you're wondering what is the big deal with VeeCon NFTs, well, here's a bit about VeeCon the conference. VeeCon is a brand new conference held in 2022, 2023, and 2024. It's put together from Gary Vee, and it's geared at bringing together iconic leaders from Web3 and popular culture. VeeCon 2022 is a multi-day super conference held from May 19th to May 22nd in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where only VeeCon NFT ticket holders will experience an extraordinary lineup of content, including iconic keynote speeches, innovative and educational talks, panels and Q&A sessions, and many collaborative experiences. In addition, there will be a bevy of entertainment. And Gary said that VeeCon is inspired by favorite events throughout my life, including business conferences, music festivals, closed-door offsite events, and not least of all, summer camp activities. This is a career-defining conference of my life, and I will deliver. I hope to see you there. And there's also quite the list of speakers that are already slated to be at VeeCon, and there's also going to be more that are not yet announced. Obviously, Gary Vee is going to be there, and I'm sure he's going to be doing quite a few different speaking sessions and Q&A events. You're also going to have Beeple, Logan Paul, Danny Cole from Creature World, Mila Kunis, Alex Lieberman from Morning Brew, Bobby Hundreds from Atom Bomb Squad, Chuck Liddell from the UFC, Evan Keast from Doodles, Henry the Grape from CyberKongs, Sanchen Saxon from Coinbase, Steve Aoki, and a whole lot more. So if you're into business development conferences, this is probably right up your alley. But even if you're not interested in going to VeeCon, you could potentially still buy a VeeCon NFT if you think down the road it's going to have some future value or some future utility that has not yet been announced. I'm not thinking it's going to have any future utility, but it could become very popular and very collectible in the future as the first VeeCon ticket. At least one of the first tickets, since there's going to be a bit over 10,000 in total. And Gary is really aiming at making these tickets collectible and potentially valuable in the future. VeeCon 2022 ticket NFTs are the Genesis tickets to the mega conference VeeCon, which will be hosted for 3 years. Not only is the VeeCon ticket NFTs your admission into VeeCon, they will also act as a collectible in itself, as they will not be burned after VeeCon, and Gary has hinted at a collaboration with special artists to design these VeeCon ticket NFTs. So obviously no one knows for sure, but it does look like Gary is working to make these a collectible that has value in the future, even after the conference has ended. And keep in mind that you're not able to purchase the NFT itself and then sell the access to the event. In order to gain access to the event, you have to have the NFT within your wallet for all 3 days of the event. So if you have multiple VeeCon NFTs for whatever reason, maybe you have multiple VeeFriends and you want your friend to come with you, so you're gonna have to transfer your VeeCon NFT ticket into your buddy's wallet and then maybe just have them transfer back to you after the event. Now, up until this point, there were only 2 ways to get a VeeCon NFT. You either had to have a VeeFriend NFT, so that way you got airdropped the ticket, or you had to wait till everyone got their tickets airdropped to them and started listing them on the market, and then you could buy them secondhand on OpenSea. But Gary just announced a new way to get a VeeCon NFT ticket without actually having to own a VeeFriend NFT, which is really nice for all those people that want to attend VeeCon but don't have 15 Ethereum to drop on one of those NFTs. Since Gary owns VeeFriend Series 1 NFTs, he will be receiving VeeCon 2022 ticket NFTs into his wallet. And at the launch of Book Games, Gary decided to add his 2022 VeeCon NFT tickets to the exchange. By burning the required Book Games tokens, you are able to receive one of the Gary's originally owned, or GOO, VeeCon 2022 ticket NFTs to use and attend VeeCon. And there will be a 7-day burning window on the Book Games exchange, and there will be a total of 950 VeeCon 2022 NFTs that you can exchange your Book Games NFTs for. It starts on March 10th at 5:55 Eastern Standard Time, and it ends on March 18th. And each day there's going to be a specified amount and specified rarity type of Book Games tokens that you'll need to burn in exchange for one of those VeeCon NFT tickets. And day 1, which goes from 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to March 11th, 5:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to need 5 wood frame Book Game tokens of any variation in order to exchange for a VeeCon ticket. And we don't know what the exchange rates are going to be for the future days. We only know one day at a time, so you can't really plan ahead. You're just going to have to make your decision day by day. So now the big question: should you burn your Book Games tokens, or are you better off just waiting and buying these VeeCon tickets on the secondary marketplace? Well, at the time of filming filming, wood frame tokens are selling for about 0.41 Ethereum each, which means that in total, in order to get 5 wood frame tokens, you're going to be spending a little bit over 2 Ethereum. And with current Ethereum prices at about $2,500 per ETH, that means you'll be spending about $5,000 or so on that VeeCon ticket. However, Book Game tokens have not always been that expensive. They were under 0.2 Ethereum for quite a while, and a lot of people got them for even less than that, especially if they got their Book Game tokens by buying the 12.5 book that Gary originally released the NFTs with. So maybe you have 5 wood frame tokens that you got for say 0.15 Ethereum each. Maybe you got them back in January. Well, that means it's only going to cost you about 0.75 Ethereum in order to get a VeeCon ticket, which is under $2,000 and significantly less than if you just bought all wood frame tokens right now. But in that situation, you also have the opportunity cost of selling your wood frame tokens and then pocketing those profits. The mistake I see a lot of people making is waiting until the last minute to buy these NFTs because that's when the price is the highest. Obviously, nobody knew the future, but Gary has hinted for a long time that you'd be able to get access to VeeCon without having a VeeFriend, and he even put those VeeCon NFTs on the Book Games exchange when Book Games tokens launched. So you've known for about 2 months, and if you're just waiting now to take action, well, it's gonna cost you extra money. But maybe you've just gotten into NFTs, you've just heard of VeeFriends, you've just heard of VeeCon, and you really wanna go. Well, if you're in that situation where you want to go, but you have 0 Book Game tokens, you need to either buy a bunch of tokens so that you can burn them for a ticket, or you need to wait until they're for sale on OpenSea. But what's gonna be the cost of buying those NFTs on OpenSea gonna be once they launch? And will it be more expensive than just burning the Book Games tokens right now to get one of those VeeCon tickets? Nobody knows what the price is gonna be, and it's only speculation when people talk about floor prices for future projects or the future floor price for an existing project. But I don't see it very likely that they sell on OpenSea for less than the burn price, at least not until after the conference is over. And especially because these VeeCon tickets that you're going to be burning your Book Games tokens for are going to be GOO tickets Gary originally owned, which makes them more rare and more collectible. And after all these tickets are released, you may see some of them selling for less than it costs to burn the Book Games tokens in order to get one of those NFTs. And that might very well happen because not all VeeFriends holders are going to be able to attend VeeCon. And so they may just sell them on OpenSea for much lower prices, just trying to liquidate. So we could see the VeeCon tickets selling for more than the burn price on OpenSea, or maybe less than the burn price. We don't know either way, and I know that's a terrible answer because I just told you it could be one way or another, it's just up in the air. But unless you can predict the future, that's the best answer that anybody has. But here's the thought to think about. Will it be more worthwhile in the long run, I'm saying several years from now, to just hold on to your Book Games tokens and buy a VeeCon NFT secondhand? That way you have both. By having both, you're gonna have the benefits of still holding the Book Games tokens, and Gary has repeatedly said that Book Games are paid forever. And you never know what kind of new opportunities or pop-up burning events that he's gonna announce, and you're gonna need Book Games tokens to participate. And the more Book Games tokens are burned, the less the overall supply, and probably the higher the price and more valuable they're gonna become. And if you go the route of just holding both, you're also gonna have the VeeCon ticket, which could prove to be more valuable in the future, even after the conference has ended. Only time will tell, and if you are looking to get a VeeCon NFT just because of the collectability and you don't really want to attend the conference, you could see an opportunity where prices dip after the conference is finished. And another question is, how collectible and valuable will the GOO tickets be? These are the ones that you're gonna get by burning your Book Games tokens. Any VeeFriend that's a GOO sells for a steep premium over the same VeeFriend NFT that is not a GOO. So there's a possibility that by burning your Book Games tokens to get one of those GOO tickets, it could be more valuable than the traditional tickets in the long run. Ultimately, whatever strategy you choose is up to you, but here are my 2 favorites, and by saying these are my favorites, I am by no means saying that this is what you should do. This is just for information and entertainment purposes only. You gotta make your own decisions. First strategy, if you have Book Games tokens that you've acquired for 0.2 Ethereum or less on average, it may prove beneficial to burn those tokens for a VeeCon ticket because your cost basis on them is so low. In that situation, you only spent about half the current market value on those tokens, and you're gonna get a GOO VeeCon ticket, which should carry more of a premium over the traditional tickets on the secondhand marketplace. And then you can always buy back into Book Games tokens after the whitelist for Series 2 is finished, because the price may drop for Book Games tokens, but then obviously you're missing out on getting a whitelist spot for Series 2. Second strategy, if you don't have any Book Games tokens, don't buy them and burn them, just get a VeeCon ticket on the secondhand marketplace. I like this strategy because there's a chance you could spend less money than you would by burning them, because you could go for one of the VeeCon tickets that's not a GOO. But keep in mind that you do need to factor in the whitelist for Series 2 and whether or not you want to attempt to get on it. If you do want a whitelist for Series 2, you may be better off just buying the VeeCon ticket secondhand, or by burning your tokens for Book Games, but then just immediately buying back in, so you still get that chance at the whitelist. Let me know what your strategy is, and thanks for watching.